Good morning, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. We're at 14950 South Bradley Road here in Oregon City. Located at the back of the house, we're kind of behind the ADU slider door. We're next to it, dropping into a 4-inch cast iron cleanout. We're going to check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. We have water running from the kitchen down here. Someone just did a toilet flush. You may see that shoot through the line we're currently in right now. No active water flow going through this particular line at the moment, but there may be a secondary branch. Anyway, off we go here. I can hear tons of water flowing through this thing. I'm surprised I don't see it flowing yet. Okay, there we go. So there is a secondary branch of pipe. I'll have to see if we can figure out where that access point is at for that particular branch. Thus far, though, the cast iron pipe we are in is in pristine condition. It has held up beautifully. Little to no scale, a little bit of a wonky joint there, but I mean, considering this thing's age, not only that, it is superbly clean too. So right here, we are probably approaching the tank. The reason I know that, after 25,000 sewer scopes, yep, there it is right there. Just about every single septic line out there will have a belly in about the last 3 to 5 feet of the line. What I surmise over the years is as that tank settles over time, it has to displace earth around it in order to shift downward. They're very heavy, and they're in the ground for a long time. But in order for to be able to move, the ground's got to displace a little bit, and that loosens up the soil immediately around the tank, and that's why I think this often happens. Whether it is a brand new septic line or not, you often get the same thing. We're going to go locate while the line drains out here, and I'm going to see if we can hunt down this other branch of pipe. Alrighty, so located the camera head. It's easy to hunt down. Tank lid's exposed, and we're terminating just before that lid, which is normal, where the line connects to the tank.
You figured it out?
Oh. Alright, so the last little bit here, let's see, from about 50, oh, my foot counter's being funny. I'll have to go back and review the footage for the actual foot count, but it's probably the last 3 to 5 feet maximum here. We've got about an inch of standing water. It's just barely hitting the top of my camera lens there. I don't even think it's a 5-foot section of pipe. Very short-lived. So, being that there's zero buildup in the line, that is not a belly there that I would recommend to fix on. It's too far from the house, in my opinion, to require it, especially being I couldn't even recommend you drain clean the sewer line. Anyway, approximately last 3 feet or so there. And it ranges, from about a ½ inch to an inch of standing water, depending on where you're at in the belly. You also have the added advantage on this particular house, too, of that being down a hill. You've got quite a lot of fall between here and there, so a lot of gravity is working in your favor. Anyway, I bumped my camera funny, I think, here, and I glitched the foot counter out, so it doesn't want to count backwards, but I can review the video and get the exact foot counts on that. It's about halfway down line here where we pick up the other part of the house coming in. Yeah, you're basically the halfway point here where that other line comes in. So and from the looks of where that tie-in comes in, I'm guessing it's kind of the main branch for the house. The line we're currently going through services this ADU bathroom over here. Just ran some water from that a moment ago, and it shot right through the clean out. But so far, that's about the only water that's routing through. Probably that and the basin sink in the garage. But unfortunately, I cannot see any visible clean out. This one's exposed over here. I'm afraid the other one, though, may have been concreted over. There's a lot of hardscaping that's been done around this house. And it happens a lot, unfortunately, when some cleanouts are exposed, easy to see, some are buried, and they get concrete over. When you already see one cleanout, the average bear out there is not necessarily going to assume there's a second one. Most homes just have one sewer line and one branch of pipe on the exterior. So anyway, as it sits right now, unless the homeowner knows where it's at, I wouldn't even know where to start poking around, honestly. It's something either the homeowner's going to have to uncover if they know where it is and where it's hidden at. Otherwise, the next best option here would be to have the homeowner either themselves or hire someone to come and pull the toilet for that main part of the house. Bottom floor toilet is the one you want to pull, not a top floor toilet. Toilets are already a trickier access point to go through, so you want to be going through the bottommost one and the one closest to that rear wall of the house. So you have your best chance of getting the camera to go down the line okay. Everything from this point, this access point to the tank connection, all of it has good flow. It's extremely clean. There is zero buildup anywhere in the sewer line. That piece of pipe right there is exactly how you want a line to look in general, but especially a septic line. No grease buildup, but it also is not necessarily handling the kitchen part of things. So anyway, the other part of the line services more of the house, and we definitely want to be able to take a look at that one. So see if the homeowner knows where things are. Otherwise, I think the toilet pull is probably going to be the most sensible option here. But the line is functioning properly at this time, at least the pipe we have scoped. And again, about the last half of that line services both branches of pipe. The only thing I can really nitpick about it, you got about a 3 foot or so belly at the very end of the sewer line, holding barely an inch of water at its worst point. Zero buildup, no backage or backup or blockage evidence or anything of the sort. And I wouldn't expect to see that from a belly that size, especially at that distance from the house, down a hillside like this. You've got a belly of that size, after as many scopes I've done over the years, generally speaking, is going to require abuse to get it to the point of causing a problem. It's just not a terribly big belly anyway, but you're about 60 feet out and down a hillside. So anyway, not one that I am recommending repair on. It's too minor in my opinion, combined with the distance it is from the house. It's just not one that makes sense to correct. It would make sense to do that if you were doing like a septic tank overhaul and fixing some stuff there, killing multiple birds with one stone on its own. Not something I'd recommend to fix on. Everything else here we've scoped, all in good shape. Everything's intact. Line is functioning properly at this time.